Future first responders are gearing up for more practice later today. Several teenagers participating in a girls-only week-long camp. Camp is hosted by the South Fulton Fire Rescue Department. The goal is to teach girls ages 14 to 18 about different careers and how STEM education plays a role in fire service. Last year, 2 of the 15 girls who participated in the camp got a job with the fire department.
Very cool.
Very cool.